You take a picture.
Tell my wife that I have to get a real strong one because the holsters for a real strong.
That's what it feels like it's for.
It's gonna get noisy. You ready? I don't know why we call you a highway. We should call you clean, Mr. Clean.
You're funny.
Right here, and then there we go.
One table over there. One table right there.
Who's this? That's mine.
So if you didn't notice, we're actually having a build
Me too.
day. It's an armor build
Who's
day.
this?
So one thing I've noticed with this kit is that it curves a lot here. The other kits that been working on, they're more here, and I got to curve it down. So this helps a lot when you're putting it on the back. It keeps it curved down. Like Betzko's AP doesn't curve like this, and he doesn't like the fact that his sits too high. So with this kit, it should sit a lot lower on him. So just like the other ones, I'm just following the line for all the spacing, all the thickness of the armor. I'm following that, but when it comes down here, I'm actually making it bigger. So again, I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did with the other one. Is I'm going to come here and I'm going to follow this line, because it's easier to follow that line with a razor than it is to try to cut it. So there's two. So that one's done. Now we go here. So again, here it's got this. You want to keep this. You don't want to trim any of this off. So I'm going to come this way. And I'm just going to put that blade right here. A lot of people said that's the weak part. It's just because that's where the mold is at. A lot of this stuff I'm not going to use. You guys, if you guys want to, you can get into the film. You can start over there. It's a build day, so just get in your tables and just start building. So I'm going to clean it up just a little bit more. I couldn't get in there because this was in the way. So I'm going to come this way. So I'm going to come in here more and just knock off a little bit of this. Same thing in here. So now you have somewhat of a straight line, but again, you have that edge. So, like I was saying, when these two come together, it's not going to be straight like this. No armor is ever, it always ends up leaving a gap. So when you have that little bit of a gap, it shows you how much thicker, or it gives you that sense that this armor is a lot thicker than what it really is. Okay. So again, here there's a line, but I don't like that, so I'm going to go just a tiny bit bigger. I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I'm just going to cut it right here. I just want to get this out of my way. That's this piece is just a little, making it a little bit harder to cut. I don't really like doing more than one cut, but I have to make it cleaner. So now I'm going to come back. Now it's a lot easier for me to hold the armor and cut at the same time. So again, when you go around the curves with this 10 snips, it's going to make this ugliness, but you're going to sand, make all of that smoother. So I'm going to come back up here, see there's a line, come up to where the line is, trim that, I'll trim this off real quick. So I got to be careful because this is super thin. I don't want to cut my finger. I'm just making it so I can get it out of the way. So now I can actually come up here and trim this off. And I can come back on this side, trim off that excess. So this is a kidney notch right here. One side is bigger than the other. That's just how it is. There's really nothing you can do about it. Yes, you can make it bigger. If you do, you're going to end up losing this detail right here. This extra thickness of the armor, you'll lose that. So I would not mess with these one bit. I just leave them where they are. So now I'm going to do the top. Again, I'll just cut this out of the way. Some of these are so thin, it just, the knife cuts right through it. Okay, so now I can come in here and trim it just a little bit wider. Again, not much, just a little bit. So I'm trying to get around 10 to 15. Whatever excess I have, it does not matter because I can always come back and trim it off. I just want strength in there. I don't want this kit to rip up. So this one's ready for me. So now the last piece, and then we can start doing the brackets. So again, this is really weak, so don't get your fingers in there. So this is the butt part. So we're only doing this top part, but everything else we're going to trim. And we're probably going to go, we're going to trim to the line, then I'll look at it. But I kind of like it. See how this line is really thin and then this is thicker? I'm probably going to trim it to where it's a little bit bigger than this all the way around because this other stuff is just too thick. It's just too thick right there. But, like I said, at first, I'm just going to trim it right where the line is. So you're going to have to be really careful right here because that part So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, cut this way, and then I'll come back and get that. Okay, so now I can come back and get this one. Try to. This one actually might be easier to get with the razor. So there you go. And come back through and trim that little razor part out. But I'm going to go back again and make it smaller. So this one you can do it like this, just makes it a little bit harder. It's not quite as clean of a cut. There, you can see right here where I ripped it. See how easy it is to rip this armor? You're going to have to be careful when you pull it. See how I was telling you before how it likes to move? So you have to be very careful when you hold it. So there, this is all done with just the preliminary cut. I'm going to go back through and make it all just a little bit bigger. But first, I'm going to trim this part down. So I'm just going to make it a tad bit bigger, just like the other one. So the cool thing about the butt and all that is that you won't see any of this line. The reason why I say that is I don't have the kidney piece, but if you were to put them all together, they're going to hide it. See, this will show a little bit better. It's going to hide it, so when those two pieces are together, you won't see the line on either one. We'll wait till the kidney piece is done sanding, then I'll show you. So these have already been sanded. So now I'm going to go ahead and go through and trim these. So I'm just trying to line up these return edges just a little bit. He's going to sand it anyways to make it straighter, but so I'm just going to trim off just a tiny bit. So see how much I trimmed off. So it's still got the return edge, but it's not as much. This is the actual top part right here. So we still have from here to here, we still have that as return edge from here to here. So instead of having from here to here where the line is, now we have from here to here. So I'm going to go back through, finish the rest of these off, come over here, and it's all just guesstimation. I'm not using a ruler or anything. I'm just making everything just a tiny bit smaller. There you go. See how much. In my eyes, this looks a lot better. Thinner looks better than the thicker. But it's your kit, so if you don't want it so thin, then you can, by all means, don't trim it. But if you do want it thinner, then trim it down. There you go. Makes it. It still has the edge, but it makes it look so much better. But again, it's just my opinion. So, okay. So here's going to be the tricky part. I'm going to have to go from here. There you go. So now it's not perfect, but when he gets it on the grinder and he starts grinding it, he'll smooth all this out. So if you look, he smoothed it all out already. It's already smoothed out. He's got the edges smooth and everything. Everything is done. It's still got the edge, just like I was saying, but not as much as before. So now I got to do this side now. I'm not going to mess with this. Again, I like this. I just didn't like this other part. Okay, now the blade again. Okay, that should be good right there. Bend it in. There you go. Again, it's not 100% smooth, but he'll sand it down, and it will be when he's done. Or is to his liking, because it is his kit. I can only tell him what to sand. He can sand more or less. There you go. So, now everything is done. All that needs to be done is he needs to come in here, sand this down. So there's the butt. Alright, so I set everything out. I have the rivets, three new rivets will go into the rivet holes. Once we fix this one up, we're going to glue this in. This is just generic, but it's basically Zappa, like the, I can't remember exactly what the, it's super glue, but it's just a generic Zappa gap and then a generic kicker. So we're going to glue it in here. We're going to glue it in on this side where we made the holes. So these we can still use. And then on the inside, once we put them in, we're going to use the ABS paste, and we're going to paste this all up. Once you put the buttons down, because we're going to paste it on there, let it dry, drill a hole. Once we put the buttons on, you'll never even know. And we still got to take these rivets out too. So that's the three for this, and then for the drop boxes, we're going to drill a hole. We're going to bring on the belt. Once we attach this belt with the three rivets, you're going to put the white elastic through here. You're going to drill a hole. We're going to put these in with washers. So we need 2 of those. So that's 5 altogether. And then for the ab plate, we're going to use 2 of these snaps right here. One here, and then on this side we're going to put another one. So we're going to have one here, but it's going to have this on the inside or on the outside. And then split rivet's going to go right here. And on the inside of the chest, we're going to glue another one onto some nylon, and then it's going to glue in right here for the elastic. So it's those 2, and then in the butt plate, once he's done with it, these 2 will attach to the butt plate, right to the tail section. So if this was the butt plate from the inside, it has these 2, and these are facing in so that you can snap them in. So with these snaps, these 2 snaps are going to go into the actual belt. So one will be right around here. The other one will be right in here, pretty much in this hole, the hole of the ammo box. So those 2 there. And then you're going to have another one where the elastic is going to be, the white elastic is going to be glued here. Both going to be glued. The other side is going to be glued here. And then the second side is going to snap in. So this one will go right here. And then these two will be one for the cod piece, where this elastic is split riveted in. It's going to have a piece drop down, and then this is going to glue to that. And then on the kidney plate, on the right side, you're going to glue in some nylon here, and you're going to have this third button, this third snap. It'll snap in. It'll snap into the inside here. And snap in right here. So those are all the snaps and split rivets and regular rivets that we're going to be using just for the center section, the torso section. And then right now we're going to put these, line these up right here. So there's one that's bigger and there's one that's smaller. The bigger one is going to actually drill in right here. So we're going to drill in one here, drill in one here, drill in another one here. So we're going to have to make the holes and drill them and then screw them in. So that it'll be hanging down like that. The second piece will go in and it'll come over and it'll attach. This other one will attach in here.